All right. We should be live. Yeah, we should be live.
Yeah. My phone just told me we're live. So
My phone just told me.
You are alive. Thanks,
Yeah.
phone.
Thanks, phone.
I set it to remind me every 15 minutes, so just to be sure.
Okay.
I should
well,
shut off
I didn't
all
know you were
electrical
blonde.
devices.
All right. So,
Turn this off.
okay. Excellent. And I've tweeted, and I'm going to retweet, and then we are going to play.
Woo.
Who'd have thought? Retweet. Boop. All right. So when we last left off, a bit of a change of plans. We finished off last time planning to divide the party into two, following two different leads at the same time. Due to Kriana not being here this week, we're not going to do that. We're going to have the entire party go ahead and investigate the tomb of Eugene Neal's wife. Checking notes. Dorothy Neal, who passed away 3 years ago and is buried in the nearby cemetery. Actually, not buried, entombed in the nearby cemetery. So, sorry, I'm definitely not making stalling noises as I open up my notes. Nope. There we go. So, we'll start back here at the Rhapsody as the group is trying to get their everything in order. And there's been talk of us just kind of... you want to go to the graveyard in the evening?
I think that would be more fitting.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be more fitting. Okay. That's because it's just before Halloween, Inferno, obviously.
It's about to be Halloween. We're going to be doing this at night. So let's do this night for day
Okay.
shot. Get this over.
Okay, Vic, calm your tits. All right. So, you still have a good portion of the day before it gets dark in Velda City. Let me give you a little preamble in regards to this. Where Dorothy Neal is entombed is a small graveyard called Shady Pines Cemetery. And the interesting thing is that doing any sort of base research, and I like to think you did, Patrick has a map given to you by Joey the cabbie, and you have other resources at your disposal. There are graveyards around Velda City are interesting. There is a large public one north of the city that's owned by the city, and pretty much anyone can be buried in. There are also cemeteries by several churches around the outskirts of Velda City, and a variety of different denominations bury their dead. And what's interesting about Shady Pines Cemetery is that it's not owned by the city, nor is it owned by any religious institution. It is, for lack of a better word, a private cemetery. And as a private cemetery, it has, for lack of a better word, almost private security in the sense. A very large iron wrought fence over 10 feet tall surrounds the entire cemetery itself with those little spiky doodads on the tip. In addition, apparently it is patrolled by security from time to time. There is a security presence, a night watchman present, in addition to, obviously, caretakers for the facility as well. Although there are a few individuals buried there, entombed in the ground with these big, marvelous gravestones, most of them are actually buried in mausoleums or tombs as well. Very ornate or very rich. And apparently the Neal residence, the Neal, what do you call it? Family line, I guess you could say, or Eugene Neal was popular or rich enough to secure a spot for himself and his wife, although he is not buried there. He went missing out in the wilderness. So there were a few things you wanted to do before you would get ready to visit Shady Pines Cemetery. We discussed this before we started the session, and you wanted a recap on the notes that you took from Angus and, give me a second. Why can't I remember her name? Yeah, Angus and Rose Mackenzie, the owners and curators of the antiquarian. You stole it from their vault, along with a missing part of the bull statue and a little small disc certifying them as members of something called the Order of the Lapine. Is that right? You want a refresher on the contents of those notes? Because I do know, I'm quite certain, I'm not crazy. Patrick in particular really wanted to go through them and read them, but it sounds that some players have forgotten the details. Want me to refresh you?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Okay. So pretty much all of them appear to be correspondence from another individual or group of individuals and the Mackenzies. It's all the letter is addressed to Rose and Angus, but when I say addressed, I don't mean like to Angus Mackenzie. That is, in the content of the letter, clearly says things like, we expect this of you, Angus. Keep an eye on this. Keep an eye on this, Rose, etc., etc. In addition, what's really interesting is that unlike typical correspondence, there's no to and there's no from. There's no name that, the only names that show on the correspondence is the word Eugene Neal and Rose and Angus Mackenzie. In addition, it appears that there are at least two different writers. If you analyze the cursive writing on the letters itself, there's two distinct writing styles, implying there were at least two individuals writing these letters. And instead of being signed by an individual, there is what appears to be a wax seal on the bottom of each of them with the imprint of the profile of a rabbit's head. As for the actual content itself, let me give you just a Coles Notes version instead of reading sentence by sentence, because spoiler alert, I don't have 20 pages worth of letters for you, but I do have the very, very important broad strokes. Clearly, the Order of the Lapine and the task of Rose and Angus Mackenzie is to protect the statues of Eugene Neal. They are to, the language in it shows a grave importance that they do not get into anyone's hand, to keep an eye on them continuously. There also seems to be a lot of reverence, almost religious-like reverence, towards Eugene Neal, and words of, preventing the undoing, preventing unstable elements coming to play. They also speak a few times of, indeed, the golden rabbit, and this is in great reverence. And the word golden rabbit is always capitalized as well. It is clear that there's the guardians of the rabbit, and also it is clear by a few of the letters that these individuals have great influence. There's talk of payments to individuals in authority figures, and it speaks of a large group of people, a large conspiracy of elite individuals. It is clear by these letters The first few letters are the Mackenzies coming in first contact of the Order of the Lapine and explaining what they do and what their rules would be. And then later on, the letters give more direct discussions about hiding things in plain sight, putting the statue out in display of the antiquarian as to give the illusion that nothing is wrong or strange or sacred or taboo about these statues. But in the effort, if it ever was taken, take a small critical piece from the statue, the tail, and hide it in a much more secure spot. Of course, there are also mentions in the letters that say that you are to keep all of this secret, and voiding this out or explaining or telling anyone else about the Order of the Lapine comes dire costs. And there is a phrase that says quite clearly that there are many fates much worse than simple death. Any questions in regards to that? Pardon me?
So, what are you gonna do? Kill us? Apparently, there's much worse things they could do. By the way,
Man, if we were evil people, we could just like slip around town, the Order of the Lapine, and make it look like they did it. But that's really mean.
I'm glad that we have that covered now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you're not evil. That's good. That's good. I take it you have no other questions in regards to the letters?
I don't think so. That's a lot of information. So
Okay. All right.
I think I got most of it down.
Now, the other thing you wanted to do was contact Dex Delaney and kind of give him a heads up in regards to this, because he's off trying to get more information in regards to finding a statue that is believed to be in the possession of a woman named Donna Wright, a nurse that's rumored to have some connections to the gray or black market, and is also rumored to be one of the first beaux of the Gin Baron. And Dex Delaney, when he visited you in the morning, letting you in delivering off that newspaper, inadvertently letting you know that the curator, so I guess the manager of the museum, Hugo Montoya's, was murdered and belongings stolen from the antiquarian. He said you could get a hold of him in two ways. He left you his card, which goes directly to his office phone, but he did say that many times when he's off on assignment or beating his feet on the street, that another way to get a hold of him is to head over to the Night Owl Lounge near downtown Velda City. He says that's a good place where he gets a meal and a drink from time to time, and he's good friends with the bartender. So if you have two routes of trying to contact him rather than running around all the city yelling the word Dex, Dex, where are you, Dex? So the question is what do you want to try do? Do you want to try call him? If you want to try call him, what time during the day?
Well, probably not too early in the morning. How about like noon-ish?
Okay.
Yeah.
Call it noon. And
Yeah.
after the phone rings 12 times, 13 times, 14 times, it doesn't appear to be there doesn't appear to be any answer around noon.
All right, which means that he's either just out and about or possibly at the second option.
Mayhaps.
So-
hitting the bar at
So-
noon, eh?
yeah, I guess so.
Or maybe he's working. You think that?
No, it's probably the bar. No.
No, he's probably...
He's probably ordering another, nice desk or dresser that has a few drawers full of whiskeys.
All right.
Nice
No, that's
shot
fine. Let's go
glasses.
check out our competition, see what bar is too good for us. Can't hang out at our bar, obviously.
You're more of a nightclub that has a bar. When you
That's
step
true.
into the Night Owl, you'll see its specific ennui.
I understand.
So you'll pile into the vehicles and head over to the Night Owl?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So the Night Owl Lounge. Oh wait, what time?
Right after we
I
call,
would
I
have done
assume.
it. Yeah, after we call.
Like, well, he's not there. Let's go to the. He told us to go to the place. Let's go to the
Okay.
place.
All right. All right. Fair enough. So those of you on this task would pile into the vehicle, and we're not going to do a driving check or anything like that. You're able to drive your way downtown into Velda City. Hold up a second. Let me show you Velda City for this. And sure enough, on this dingy little corner, just on the northeast skirt of downtown Velda City, is this somewhat. This building looks like it's probably seen better days. You could swear that the roof is tilted to one side. It seems to be made completely of wood, as compared to the brick and siding buildings that surround it. There is an old sign of an owl carved right above the door itself, although it looks like the paint has faded considerably. And sure enough, right next to it is faded signage, also written in big wooden letters, that says the Night Owl Lounge. It looks more like the Night Owl Slum. There appears to be a couple windows, but they're very short and squat windows, and it appears to be appears to be dark inside from the daylight outside. But there is a simple wooden sign that says open and close, and it is flipped to open. You can see also on the side of the door, the main entrance, hours of operation, which is from 12 noon, so Monday to Saturday, 12 noon till 3 a.m., and it is completely closed on Sundays. The main door is those stereotypical bar doors, like they have the round whole window and it has like that weird kind of padding on the outside and inside with this kind of weird checkered inlay. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like a chair.
Yeah, like a chair. Exactly. And that too looks like it's been a little worse for wear. It's kind of grimy and slick. I take it you guys would enter the
Yep.
Yeah.
enter the building?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Sure enough, pushing the door open, it appears not to be locked. And as you enter, first thing that hits you is the smell of stale cigarettes that hang in the air. Secondly, as you look around, you can see the main room, the main bar, appears to be about 50 feet long and 30 feet deep. And right at the center of the building is this large, well worn out pine bar top. A stereotypical bar top with a mirror in the background and several bottles of whiskey. In addition, there appears to be approximately a dozen tables or so, all bar tables higher than your average restaurant table, with many chairs still flipped up on them. Sure enough, you see a single individual currently removing the chairs from the tops of the tables and setting them down. This fellow looks to be in his mid-40s or so. He has a shock of light-colored hair in this black and white environment. You're not too sure exactly what the tone is, but there is a surprising amount of it. It's almost like a helmet of hair around his head. The man is also sporting quite the striking and long mustache as well. A cigarette hangs from in between his thick lips as he notices you enter. He says, "Oh, well, awfully early, huh? If you're looking for a brew there, pal, just give me a few moments and I'll go see ya."
Oh, sure. I'll take one, I suppose.
Okay, just mosey on up to the bar there, and I'll be once I'm done. I'll be with you once I'm done with these chairs. Wow, you just I don't. Typically, people don't file in here till at least 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. You guys are early as far as barflies go.
Well, we were actually looking for a friend of ours, but I mean, while we're here, might as well take advantage.
Ah, okay, fair enough. He says as he begins to plunk down chair after chair. As he says, "Who are you waiting for?"
We were looking for a Dex Delaney.
With that, the fellow stops, and it's very clear that he recognizes the name. He hesitates for a moment, and he has a chair partially lifted up for one of the bar tables, and he sets it back down. He turns towards you, Al, and the rest of you gentlemen who came in. He says, "What do you want with Dex?"
What do most people want with Dex?
Most people want to hurt Dex.
Yeah, then that's not like Al like gives Glavin a sidelong look. We actually hired him. He's doing a job for us and told us that if we needed to contact him, this would be one of the places to look.
Ah, he said.
I thought that's what most people wanted with Dex. I didn't know it was, had so many enemies.
Didn't realize he was that good at his job.
Well, any detective worth his salt will rile up some feathers. I mean, you got everything from jilted lovers to men and women who lost a lot of money because of what he was poking his nose into. So you understand why I had to ask. What are your names?
Yeah. I'm Al. That's Lavin.
Mm-hmm.
And who else came with us? Did everyone come?
I'm there.
Okay.
Yeah. Everyone came. Patrick. As Patrick stumbles to answer the man.
I'm Tom.
You said you hired him, huh? When?
Yeah.
For how long?
A couple of days ago. He's been really good.
A couple days ago. The mustachioed bartender takes the cigarette out of his mouth, butts it on his very own bar top, and swings back behind the bar, facing towards you. And he says, "I don't suppose you'd be comfortable letting me know what you hired him for."
Nope.
Okay. But you hired him a couple
It's
days
for your
ago.
own safety.
For
Trust
my own
me.
safety.
Yeah.
I don't suppose it has anything to do with what he's looking for right now.
I don't know. What's he looking for right now?
Well, before I owned this dump, I was kind of a jack of all trades. I did all sorts of work. One of them was a laborer, a mover. And I helped an individual of this city. I helped her move some belongings, and one of those belongings took Dex's interest. This sounding familiar, or
Who is
am
the
I
lady?
talking French?
Who's the lady?
Well, I don't know if I can tell you for your own safety. And he gives a sideways grin underneath his mustache.
I get it. Look, is Dex in trouble?
Not that I know of. Normally he comes here every night or every other night. I saw him last night, but he only stopped in for a couple drinks. And they were weak beers, not compared to the scotch. And gin he normally tries to, he takes at a regular basis. You understand?
I do understand.
So, from my understanding, he's not in any trouble at all. Last time I heard, I tipped him off to a relation of this person. And he was going to question them, ask them about this belonging, where they saw it last, and where it might be.
Well, that's definitely good to hear that he's not in trouble. I mean, just the way you were saying it at first, I was worried he might be.
Huh. I'm just being careful, like you're being careful. This is a shady city, you know, and sometimes people with big smiles and open hands have a knife hidden behind their back.
Out of character, he's on to us. Al has many knives.
Oh no,
He does.
I have so many knives. No, Al would nod. He would say, "Well, if he happens to stop by, could you have him come see us at the Rhapsody? It is vital to the job we hired him for, but not definitely like life-threatening." Al kind of
Yeah.
holds up a hand.
Of course, I'll be sure to do that. I can pass along messages. Bartenders are good for that. Rhapsody, huh? Why you meet him here? I mean, I hear that place just opened up, and I know it's highfalutin with good music and good drinks, but here, he gestures around to his depressing bar. This reflects the true soul of Eldest City.
I don't doubt it. It's a lovely establishment, but seeing
Oh,
as
you're a bad liar. This is a shithole, but don't hear that from me. And he gives a bit of a wink.
Al will nod and he'll say, "Well, speaking as one of the owners of the Rhapsody, we're not such a bad shithole either." And he'll give him a wink.
Oh, I didn't realize the competition graced me. All right, that's fine. And you check out. He mentioned that the owners of the Rhapsody were the ones paying his way, although apparently, he says, you're still negotiating payment for him. You must have said something special to him. He doesn't normally work ahead of his pay, usually.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. So you're looking for these statues, right? Eugene Neal?
Ah, yes. Seems that he's already told you. Yes, we are indeed looking
Of
for the
course.
statues.
I'm a dear friend of Dex, and who doesn't confide in their local bartender? I know how to keep my mouth shut to the right people. He gives a smile over towards Lavin. But the person he's talking to is a woman named Betty Powell. It's the sister-in-law of that Donna Wright dame. Dex is probing around the edges, wanting to question about Donna Wright and where she might keep this statue of an octopus that I hauled on over for. But obviously, he doesn't want to be direct about it. The man knows how to be subtle when he has to.
I can see that. Well, out of character. I mean, do we go there? That obviously seems to be where he is, but we wanted to go to the graveyard first. So does that
I
change?
say we
things?
go to the graveyard, then we find Dex and figure out what he found out about Donna, which will help us do part 2 of the plan easier because he'll have some info on where this thing's hidden.
Yes, true. Yes, I agree. There is a small chance that that fuse we lit under them that we talked about earlier might make that not such an easy trip for Dex, but I think that's an unlikely scenario. So, sure. I'm fine with the graveyard first and then talking to Dex, I suppose.
Okie doke. All right. Well, the bartender says, I'll be sure to pass on the message for you. You want a drink before you go?
Yeah, I'll grab a whiskey. One for the
One
road.
whiskey. All right. You want it on ice or do you want it neat?
Neat's good.
Neat. All right. He takes out a bottle of whiskey, pours it in a shallow glass, slides it over to you, and he says, since you're the competition, that'll be $1.
Okay, I give him $1.
All right. Folds it into his bartender's apron. He says, any of the rest of you?
Water's fine, please.
Nah, you're better to drink from a fire hydrant outside.
All right, fine. Give me something that tastes good. And he kind of looks at the whiskey, and I mean tastes good, not just burns good.
11 drinks.
Okay. All right, says the bartender. Just a moment. Been a while since I had to do one of these. The ladies come on in, but the ladies are like the gents. They tend to drink strong. And he takes out this little paper mat from underneath the bar top, and it's clearly filled with dust. And he blows the dust away, and you can see like a bartender recipe guide, and one's for a Manhattan. So sure enough, he follows along with the guide and pours a long Manhattan for you there, Al. Do you know what a Manhattan is?
Not a clue.
Okay.
It's a cocktail.
Yeah, it's a cocktail. It is.
It's what they drink on Sex in the City. That's all I know.
It has a
Still grasping
maraschino
that.
cherry. It has a whiskey, but it has sweet red vermouth in it, so it's sweet tasting.
Okay.
Yeah.
It
It is totally a chick drink.
Got it. Al will take it. Take a few sips. Not like sips, whatever. Not
Drink
gulps,
sips,
not sips,
yeah.
drinks. Yeah, he'll take a couple drinks. I'll be like, not bad. Thank you.
Okay.
How much?
That'll be he says $1.50 for making me have to work for it.
Al shrugs and hands him the $1.50. Hesitating as he tries to figure out, okay, wait, which is the quarter again?
You're not
familiar
from
yet
here,
with this.
huh? And the bartender will happily point out what 2 quarters
Yeah.
look like.
Yeah, and he'll hand it over.
All right. How about you? The quiet ones lurking by the door. Come on, I won't bite. You came on in here while we were open.
No, I'm sorry, nothing for me.
Fair enough.
I'm honestly good. I got whiskey back home, or moonshine specifically.
Oh, really? Okay. He says, so tell me, are the rumors true then? That used to be the Gin Baron's old joint?
Yup. Even have a little still underground.
Really? He says.
Yeah.
Oh,
trying
be
to get it up
careful who
and
you
running.
tell about that. I mean, since we're mutual friends with Dex, I'll keep that underneath my hat. But, you know, booze is regulated here in Valdez City. You can't just sell it on the streets like lemonade.
Oh yeah, we have connections.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good. I hope your connections serve you well. Well, if you don't mind, I'm going to finish opening up this crap hole, and I'll pass on your message for you.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good day.
Ciao.
Yeah. All right. Ooh.
And I hope we didn't rub it in his
To the
face too
Rhapsody.
much.
Rub what in his face?
The fact that his place is a crap hole compared to ours.
It is.
Yeah.
And he's fine with it. I don't think
Okay.
your clientele and his clientele tend to interact all that much.
Yeah, also
That's
not really
true.
the competition.
Yeah, he's a
Like-
completely different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
McDonald's
There is-
isn't actually competing with steakhouses for the most part.
Yeah, there
True.
you go.
True.
Good point.
I would like to, at least on the way back, look into nabbing Hannibal.
Okie dokie. Do you make your intentions known to folks, or do you just say on your way to Rhapsody, go to that lady's place?
Oh, I'll let people know.
Okay.
Definitely.
Well, Blank will mention, and she'll say, "Don't you think Hannibal is safer with them?" I mean, if you're worried about anyone trying to hurt him, we can only assume that they know our identities because we all attended the museum where that man died. Hannibal didn't go there, right? And Frank Patterson doesn't know anything about your dog. So isn't he safer being, forgotten someplace else until things calm down? If something does happen to the Rhapsody and he attacks, I promise you we're going to do our best to protect it, and we got some damn fine fighters, but you never know, he'll still be in harm's way in one way or another.
Yeah.
She has a point.
Yeah, you got a point. Never mind. I'll keep him there for now.
She says, I understand that you miss him. He's been with you nearly this entire way, and he's been with you for as long as I've known you. But sometimes when you think of security, sometimes if the enemy doesn't know about it at all, that's safer than being behind 20-foot walls.
That's true.
And she gives you a reassuring hug. Duh.
Okay.
Okay. We're good?
Yeah.
All right. So with that, shall we just time skip to when you guys are ready to head to the graveyard?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm good with
Yeah,
that.
that works
Yep.
for me too. So as the sun begins to set, from time to time, and you've been in Velda City, you've been in this dimension for about 5 or 6 days now, and on a few of the nights of the week, there is some fog that hangs around the countryside and the city itself. Yes, Patrick?
Just want to make sure that at least I know. I'm going to put some shovels in the trunk.
Okay, I was just gonna set the ambiance of the city, and then we'll talk about with what you guys want to bring. So, but that's good. That's good to know. It's a good reminder. And so, soon after, in about 30 minutes after the sun finally sets beyond the horizon, and the lights begin to light up all around the city itself, from the street lights to the lights in houses and the apartments of the city. The fog a very light, wispy fog, begins to roll in from the south. As you guys get ready to go, the typical question before you guys always embark from the Rhapsody is, what do you want to take with you? And what NPCs do you want to come? There was talk before when you were doing your little grave robbing thing, when we were talking last week, of taking Bear and Alicia. Would you still like to do that?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm still fine with that.
All right. So Bear and Alicia will gear up and get prepared. Alicia will ask if she should bring weapons that are easily concealed on her person, or if she should load up expecting a significant fight.
Well,
I would say do both. Bring a rifle and put it in the trunk for now, but bring
Okay.
concealable weapons for when we actually go digging. So if we do run into something bad, just run to the car, get in the trunk, boom, we have something.
All right. Alicia will be changing out of her kind of dress suit, for lack of a better word, and more along the lines of a simple blouse, trousers, and a trench coat, in which she'll take 2 pistols and throw in her rifle, which she claims is definitely the Triax grenade launcher that you gave her. But it appears actually to be more like, well, I said rifle, but it's actually more like a massive shotgun. So
got it.
That's cool.
yeah, that's the aesthetic of it. So she plunks that in there. Bear will just take what he normally does, which is his hand-to-hand weapons, along with a pistol, just in case. But that's always easily put on his person as well.
Al will also put the whatever the juicer rifle is now, he'll put that in the trunk as well.
Yeah, that's kind of your conventional rifle. Yeah.
Got it. He'll put that in there as well. And
Okay.
then just all of his knives as usual.
Okay, so that's squeak. Now, any other tools? Like, see, now it is good that Piff mentioned putting shovels in the trunk, right? Because we can assume that some generic, standard things that you would reasonably have on your person, you'd have on your person. You don't have to give me your entire inventory, right? But there are special tools, magic items, and implements that you guys have that you don't normally take with you. And I'd rather you say now that you're going to take them rather than pulling out of them like out of your ass when you need them. You know what I mean?
That is a good point.
So,
I will say
take
that
a moment because there'll be no backsies.
yeah, I definitely. I will say that given how much wounding we had last time, Al's going to bring his PPE battery necklace.
Okie dokie.
Just in case he needs to cure a lot of wounds.
Sure. That PPE battery necklace did not change, did not morph. It is still it's black and white, but it has maintained its regular shape.
Actually, that's an interesting question.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to the? I mean, like visually or mechanically, what happened to the robot knitters?
They look like buttons.
Interesting, but they seem to work just fine. The robot medical kits.
Maybe. Do you want to try to use one?
Yeah, not one of the internal ones that are used up, but one of the knitters. That are reusable. Yeah.
Yeah, they look like buttons, and when you activate them, when you push one of the little small indents on the button, sure enough, little legs spread out underneath of it, and they attempt to knit a wound that doesn't exist. After 30 seconds, finding no such wound, the legs retract back inside the button.
Got it. I will. Then
And it looks like a big coat button.
Oh, I see what you're saying. One of them big ones. I will take one of those and put it in the med kit.
Okay. Groovy.
What about our I have a handheld communicator. Those still work? Do we have walkie-talkies or something?
It is a walkie-talkie. It is a radio.
Okay.
It's a big old block radio.
Because we could get spread out of the graveyard.
Not a bad idea.
I would also like to take my tranquilizer rifle and a pistol. Oh, and STC armor, like that full STC armor that we bought way back. Like the with the glasses and the hat and the bodysuit and all that.
Yeah, when you were playing Spies.
Yeah.
With in Ishpeming.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still there. The clothes, it looks, they're all dressed as the body armor is like an entire armored trench coat. It's made of a material that looks like cotton, but it's actually very, very stiff and rigid. The glasses look like big black Buddy Holly styled glasses. And the hats are hats suited for the style. A couple cab driver style hats. One, I guess you could say, fancy top hat, a bowler hat, and one is a classic fedora.
What was the guy from Fallout 4, the Silver Shroud or something?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, the Silver Shroud.
Kinda.
That's what I'm picturing here.
What about the Under Armour bodysuits, the ones that were designed to wear under clothing? Because that's what I have.
They look like
They
are also there, but they look like, do you know those old timey long johns that you would wear your entire body?
Yeah, the onesies.
The onesies. Yeah. That's what they look like. They're onesies.
Do they have a button over the butthole?
Yes. Yes.
Excellent.
And the ass flap. And
the
ass flap in case you have to go to the outhouse at night.
I am wearing that under my clothes. Absolutely, I'm wearing that under my clothes. What about the knitted caps? Are they still knitted caps, or are they more like fedora-esque?
They're still knitted caps, but they're like more of like what a sailor would wear.
Oh.
Drinking Manhattans, looking like a sailor. What's going on here?
I am very confused. So now, do you guys have record of how much SDC these things have? Because get them now, because if you guys get in a fight, I hate for us to take for 10 minutes to look this up.
Yeah, no, I got it. The Under Armour is 85 SDC with an armor rating of 18.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I'm take. I'm also going to take the... Oh, go ahead.
I'm bringing Under Armour and the ball cap 100% after how much damage I took last time. I have to.
Yeah, you'll die.
Yeah, I will.
I will murder you.
Also, this is an interesting question. How much time has passed between the fight and now? Like, how much time did we spend the rest of it? Did we spend the whole night there? And then the next morning we decided what to do?
No, Squee. In the morning, you got the news from Dex Delaney, and then at like 10 o'clock in the morning, like soon after he was finished, you rushed over. It's the same day.
The fight happened at 10 in the morning.
And now it is 8 o'clock at night.
It's this evening.
Got it.
It's
Okay,
just
so I have not recovered
because...
any PPE yet.
Mm-mm.
You don't expect weird horror monsters like that to attack in the morning.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's probably confusion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Like in my
they're
mind,
more
the
of
whole
an
time,
evening thing, like dinner time.
They are.
In my mind, it was always
sure.
at nighttime for some reason.
It's okay.
That's because then it's spooky.
Okay, in that case, I am going to, since I am taking my battery anyway, I am going to spend the PPE to heal myself one more time because I'm really low. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm good.
I'm going to bring my SDC armor. I am going to bring the fire sword. I am also going to bring my black light blade holy weapon. As far as special tools, I'm looking through, and I can't really think of anything other than a walkie-talkie.
All right, that's fine. You don't have to take everything. I just want to make it clear. Yeah.
I'd like to take the watch that has the. Well, I don't know if the light and the radio is effective, but the lockpick, if nothing else, is going to be useful, and the garrote cord might be useful. So I'll take the watch.
Okay. It's a little bit different. It's not a wristwatch, it's a pocket watch. But with the exception of the radio, which isn't a part of it right now, the rest of them, the rest of the features are there.
Thank
but
you,
it's
sir.
a pocket watch.
All right, and I healed 9 SDC.
I see that. Groovy.
Yeah, I'm just over half now.
You sure are.
All right. Other than that, I'm good. I mean, there's the tear gas pins. I might as well take one of those just in case. I'm not going to test it. That's not a good idea, but I'll just take it just in case it does work.
Okay.
Other than that, I think I'm good.
All right. Anyone else taking anything in particular?
I'm making sure that I take my shotgun as well as some hot lead and some spookifiers.
Okay. All right.
Besides shovels, I think that's all my normal biz will just be on me like the usual.
Okay, great. All right. Sounds like everyone's geared up, all set. We know what everyone is taking. So, you roll out into, you'll have to go on 2 separate vehicles based on the amount of people and belongings that you're taking. Luckily, you do have 2 drivers capable of doing so. And following one another, you you weave your way through the busy urban streets of Velda City closer towards the outskirts, the east end of the city itself. And after passing through a few residential neighborhoods It's clear that the fog is thickening up a little bit. You can still see a solid 30 feet in front of you as you're driving. And the fog is still somewhat translucent, but it's clear it's thickening up a little bit. A mere 15 minutes away from the edge of the city itself, you follow at first a paved asphalt road, and then turn off into a small dirt but well-maintained roadway towards Shady Pine Cemetery. And sure enough, on your left, as you're driving down this dirt road, you can see the long 10-foot gate, oh, not gate, but long 10-foot iron wrought fence, clearly acting as a perimeter for the cemetery itself. Peering through the fence, you can see a variety of oak and maple trees, along with a few dotted gravestones. They are very large and very tall, depicting either angels or spiked towers or other such statues. And you'll soon pull up to the main entrance. The main entrance is blocked off by a large, thick iron wrought fence, which appears to have this light chain with a lock clasped over it. To the right of the entrance appears to be this small wooden box, probably used as a checkpoint for individuals coming in and coming out, visiting buried loved ones. Currently, it appears by peering through the open window of this small little checkpoint booth, it appears to be empty. The fog hasn't gotten any thicker. You can still see the 40 feet in front of you. However, by the front gate, right above where the chain is, appears to be, well, something is definitely out of order. What appears to be a four-legged animal appears to be hanging from one of the spikes nearby the main gate. It's not moving. It looks like its neck has been impaled. And from your spot in the vehicle, it looks like perhaps it is the size of either a cat or maybe a large dog. I'm sorry, a small dog.
Goody.
Oh, I should have brought more than my pistol.
Well, can I approach it and make
Sure.
a medical assessment of it?
You don't really need to bother to roll a skill.
It's dead.
It's let me say that.
All right,
Also,
fine.
you're not a vet, so you actually don't. Even if it was hurt, you couldn't. Well, you could kind of help it, but anyway,
Right.
it's dead, Jim. No, let me actually describe. You get out of the vehicle, closing the door behind you with the small clank of metal that echoes out past the very still, very silent graveyard. Which is strange because you'd think you'd hear some sort of animal or bird or something, but it is dead quiet. A slightly cool hinged breeze hits your face as you exit the vehicle as well. As you make your way over to the impaled animal on the edge of the fence, you can indeed see it appears to be a black furred cat. It appears to have been killed or strangled beforehand, and its carcass impaled on one of the iron wrought spikes that line the gate and fence nearby. It appears to have been killed relatively recently, since the blood hasn't fully congealed yet, and the dark drips of blood are staining the grass and dirt beneath it still.
Huh. Al will be like, so, someone killed a cat and put it on the gate.
Spooky.
I think it might be a warning.
A warning to who? About what?
I mean, we are dealing with cultists. It could be any number of things. It could be how they say hi. Or bless an area for some stupid thing.
Alicia says, if we weren't going after some sort of strange, freaky cult, I'd say this might have been an act of some sadistic kid. But putting two and two together, yeah, it's either some sort of warning sign or preparation or something like that.
Or the cult could have a sadistic kid.
Or the cult could have a sadistic kid. That's right, Levin, says Alicia. saying that with a slight sarcastic tone to her voice as she goes to the back trunk and takes out her large bored shotgun. And she says, I don't see any of the security around, so they're either off for the night or... And she looks over towards the cat.
Right.
Patrick, probably a little hard to see in the dark and in the fog, is going to have a very...
It depends if you keep the... Yeah, I mean, it is getting dark, but you do have the lights of the headlights of your cars to shine in a certain direction if you need be.
Heat vision scan.
Okay. Give me 2 seconds. I'll let you know what your heat vision scan in a moment. What's up? What did you want to do, Piff?
Yeah. Generally going to say Patrick, with a bit of a soured look on his face, we'll briefly have him for 5 seconds-ish, and then we'll start to cast Sense Magic.
Okie dokie. Do me a favor, both Lavin and Patrick. Let me know the range of both those spells / ability.
120 feet.
120 feet. Okay.
2,000 feet.
Okay, 2,000 feet.
We've had this discussion before.
We have had this discussion.
How long is your ability? That's way too long. This game's stupid.
No. I don't think it's stupid. I know it's long, but I couldn't remember if it was 1,000 or 5,000. It's 2,000. 2,000 feet. And I don't mind. If I thought it was OP, then I
say your character's dead. Make a new one.
No. If I can't make an interesting encounter, and if my encounter is completely ruined by your heat vision, then I'm a shitty GM because I've known you've had it for months and months now, right? Anyway, 100. Well, I'll do Patrick's Sense Magic first. Sorry, it's been a while since you've done this. Give me just 2 seconds. I'm gonna quickly, very, very quickly look up the description.
Sensing if there's any active spells around.
I'm gonna refill my drink real quick as well. I'll be right back.
Okay.
This is an ability that will be on me for about 20 minutes.
Okay. Give me 2 seconds. Sense Magic. Ability to see magic is much like the sense evil psi power. You can feel magic enemy, tell whether it is near or far, and follow the emanations to pinpoint their source. Well, I'll wait for Lavin to get here first.
guess technically that's not going to be too useful.
To what?
I was just thinking, like, technically that won't be too useful, but hopefully there is a...
Don't say
I'm back.
that until I tell you it's useless. It's useless.
Okay.
All right. Never assume, my friend. Never assume. Okay. So, Patrick, you do sense magic energy, but it's far away, near the very, very edge of your sensory range. And you sense it towards pretty much straight ahead from the main gate itself. It is near the... It's towards the center, the direct center of this graveyard. Lavin, you scan around and you see 2 heat signatures. One appears to be right in the near the dead center of the graveyard itself, but it seems a little bit different. The heat signature is warmer than the surrounding stone and earth or whatnot, but it appears to be not as hot as a regular human being. It seems to be a little bit colder, and it appears to be slowly, very, very slowly cooling down. But this is in very, very small degrees. The other figure appears to be approximately 200 feet to the left of that one, off to the northwest corner of this graveyard. And this heat signature is also weaker, but that's due to general interference. It appears that you can see the heat signature, but it is surrounded by something much cooler. Maybe it's earth or stone or really, really thick wood. You can see it, but it kind of flickers a little bit as if there's some sort of interference around it.
It's a guy covered in mud.
It is clearly Arnold Schwarzenegger. I can't trick you. Lavin wins Rifts forever, everyone.
Oh, shit.
Okay, I informed everybody that there's
Congratulations.
2
Yeah.
targets. And
I just bravo.
We've been trying to do that for years.
Yeah,
He figured
you
it out.
did it.
I guess as a just general out of character question, can anyone determine the amount of strength that was used on that particular cat? I mean, like, just from, like, let's just say we've been told that the cat has been strangled. Has it been, like, completely, like, collapsed? Or is it more of just a...
Well, you examining the corpse of the cat, you've seen individuals with great augmented and robotic strength crush things, and it doesn't appear that way. It looks like it was strangled by, for lack of a better word, conventional means. Clearly, there's some damage around its neck, but it's not like its entire vertebrae have been shattered and the neck is crushed to a small ball or anything like that.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So, yes, there's the cat still up on the post there. Sorry, up on the fence, and the main gate is still closed with a thick chain around it, with a padlock in the front.
shall we?
I think
Let's.
I'm going to grab the chain and pull on it really hard.
Okay.
Seems the best course of action.
Never one for subtlety.
No. So the good news is you tug on it. The good news is that the gate opens. The the good news is that the chain, you hear this horrible metal wrenching sound that echoes out throughout the air. And do you still have that heat signature active?
I would think so. If it's foggy, you said it's foggy, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's foggy. You can see about 30 feet in front of it, clear.
Yeah.
You can see the one with the somewhat cooler heat signature not react at all, but the one with the kind of flickery fading one, not the fading one, but the flickery one, clearly moves around in reaction to that noise of the metal wrenching. You not only do you completely snap the chain, but the force of your pull with your robotic strength also causes the right fence to completely buckle and fall off of its hinges, and it falls onto the ground with this horrible clang. The left gate swings open, still thankfully on its hinges.
Levin says, "Caw."
Bear says that will not work unless they are very, very stupid.
Patrick winces a bit. So I hate to sour the mood, but there is a clear magic signature that away as he points towards the center of the graveyard.
Bear
So just a
nods.
heads up.
I
Levin
would
backs up.
suggest that we do not have the element of surprise after that noise, and there are magic. There is magic involved. I suggest we choose to go in boldly and loudly and together, or to spread out and move as silently as possible, within earshot in case anyone gets hurt. But they know, I would imagine, if I were in their shoes, they know something is here at the front gate, but they do not know what just yet. No need to give them that information.
Yeah. I think both have merit. I mean, I like sneaking in quietly, but can all of us be sure we would? If we're not, going in loud might be the best option anyway.
I guess this is more out of character. You know Patrick long enough that he's not sneaky. You have never really seen him sneaky. He's pretty much.
In fact, the last time you made him sneaky, he gave away your position in a forest and nearly effed up an ambush because of his shiny gold armor.
Yeah. So honestly, I mean, it might just be best to go in fast and hard.
Understood.
I like your style.
Alicia echoes that statement, cocking her gun dramatically. No, not cocking. What do you call it with the shotgun?
Yeah,
I'm
well,
not
it'd still be
person.
chambering around. I
Chambering,
guess.
yes, chambering
Yeah.
around. Yeah.
Patrick is shuffling through the trunk to get a shotgun.
Okay.
Oh man, I'm wondering if I
So-
just go.
Yeah, and let me give you a little bit more of a description now that the fence is open. You see what appears to be a simple entryway garden with several flowers and bushes flanking on either side. The small dirt road soon edges into a narrower pathway, but it's all inlaid stone. Very nice, quaint stone path. It appears to... See, now someone in chat said, take and drink every time Inferno says it appears to be. So, it... Fuck. So now I'm just
I'll play that
self-conscious of
game.
that.
I'm in on that game.
Oh, great.
Doing
You're going to get smashed. So, I was going to say it seems to be. I'm like, that's the same thing. The path diverges towards the north, and it gets lost in the fog. It goes north past your current sight range, and obviously your heat vision won't help you keep track of cold stone paths. On either side of the little entry hedges or whatnot, you can see off to the left what appears to be fuck it, Inferno. What appears to be an entrance, a welcoming center, and a series of small offices as well.
Well, we should probably deal with the 2 or potentially more targets that we already know of first.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I agree. Hit what we know is there.
Okay.
Do either of them appear closer? I mean, there was one, you said there was one in the middle and
Yeah,
one off
yeah,
to the
yeah. The
left?
one in the middle is much closer to your current position. The one further off is way super deep, like not 1,200 feet, but like 800 feet off to the northwest.
All right.
Also,
go
I
to
do
the
want to
first one.
mention another thing too. Your heat signature literally only picks up those 2 heat signatures. Sometimes there's ambient heat of like little birds or like mice or rats or raccoons or squirrels or little tiny heat signatures.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing else.
Well, they're probably all up on the walls. Like the cat.
Maybe we'll find out.
So I
One
say
thing
we
I
go to the
just
closer
realized too, none of our rifles have silencers or anything, so this is going to be very loud. This graveyard, how
Mhm.
close is it to urbanized areas?
15 minutes away.
That's not horrible. Okay. I'm gonna take my rifle then.
Okay. Where do you guys head? So you want to head up the path or directly to that central area with that not weaker, but cooler heat signature?
That's
That's
seems
the
to be the
idea.
best thing to
Okay.
do, I would think.
Sure. Everyone's fine with that?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you make your way up the path and heading towards this heat signature. The fog is still around you as you hear your footsteps click and clack on the stone pathway. Approximately halfway towards this heat signature, with Lavin guiding the way, you see on the stone pathway another dead animal. This, however, appears to be some sort of...
Take a drink. Sorry, you brought it up, man.
Let's not
There
piss
is
the
it.
GM off.
No, I'm not pissed off. I'm just
I won't do it again. It's just funny.
No, it's okay. It's okay. There's only one way to learn. Anyway. Up on the stone path lies another small animal figure, which seems to be some sort of rooster or large chicken. It is very much dead. It has been cleft from throat to gut. Its innards are spilled out on the stone pathway. And in its blood and gore, there is a symbol on the stone. It appears to be the shape of a 5-pointed star or a pentagram.
I'm assuming that my sensing says that I am near to the magic.
Yes.
Okay.
You sense magic emanating from this symbol, and you also feel it now, further off towards the center. You're closer now. And in communication with Lavin, it appears that another magic source is at least in the general vicinity of this heat signature that Lavin is noticing. But that is still approximately 100 feet away, where this one is much closer to you. In addition, your medallion Ed shivers and hums very, very slightly. I'm assuming you still have it set on sensing supernatural evil and not magic items.
Yes, that was
Okay.
from the party.
Last time, yeah. Yeah, the party, yeah.
Patrick suggests that we should probably stop whatever is happening, aka the signature. We should probably hurry before whatever thing is going on continues.
Why? What is it? What are they trying to do with it? Like, what is this voodoo?
I would like Al and Patrick to both roll me a D100. Al, you just give me a straight D100 roll. Patrick, use your magic lore skill, please.
Okay.
I got a gentleman's 86.
As compared to an ungentlemanly, like 32.
Yeah.
All right, you succeed by 54. That's significant. Patrick, you're quite certain that this is a part of a larger, more intense ritual. And you have a feeling, a strong feeling, that due to the lack of any sort of ley line, the energy from these animals, the PPE from these animals, is being used to fuel it.
Some sort of big magic ritual.
The strange thing is that even animals, even though they have PPE, they don't have a lot of it, which is perplexing. There appears to be more energy in this ritual. Anyways, using common sense, you would have to kill a lot of animals, to have the PPE for a ritual level spell.
Mm-hmm.
Or have a source from something else besides animals.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, let's not question this. We need to. Freaking Patrick bolts towards the direction he thinks the other guy is.
Okay.
Like, he's not just going to like sit around and discuss like, hey, maybe we should. I don't know.
Okay.
This is
So you see Patrick bolt ahead, further up the path, walking a little bit on the dewy, foggy grass, towards the center of the graveyard. I take it you guys follow? Bear and Alicia certainly do. They're very surprised at the sudden movement from Patrick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Al would certainly follow.
Okay. All right. You race towards the center of the graveyard, and up the stone path. You are not interfered with by any other animal. The center of the privately owned graveyard has this wonderful large cross, a big stone Christian cross at the center of it. And at the base of the cross itself is a wonderful set of potted plants. This, however, has been altered. As the fog gives way and the figures on the heat signature and the magic source becomes closer and closer and closer, for those who view this in a conventional way, you can see that the courtyard there's like a stone courtyard, a stone circle around the center of this cross. And there litters several other domestic animals: chickens, hens, cats, dogs, squirrels, rabbits, all carved and disemboweled. And in their blood are several other runes and symbols. No more pentagrams, but this strange runic language that you do not recognize. And impaled on the center of the cross itself is what is a human being dressed in a nightman's watch uniform, his lantern broken on the ground next to him, his head twisted around like something broke his neck and just kept on turning and turning. Thankfully, his dead face isn't turned towards you. It's turned towards the stone cross itself. His arms are pinned above his head near the top of the stone cross, and it appears to be a section of the iron wrought gate that has impaled his arms above it. The man himself has also been completely disemboweled, his innards spilling out in a gory mess, hanging from his feet. And what's even worse about this is that he, through the few shuttered breaths that you can still see, and the fading heat signature sensed by Lavin, somehow, he is still alive. The sense of magic is very powerful here.
So this
How
is the other
the
heat
hell?
signature?
This is the one heat signature, the one that was weaker than usual.
Oh, okay. So this is the first place we were going to. I
The
got you.
first
Okay.
place, yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Well, we
Um,
know what cutting him down is even going to do.
Man, I mean, he looks beyond saving, right? Like, I mean, to the point of we can't even realize he's still alive or
How-
fathom.
Yeah, this isn't. I don't want to say he cannot be saved by conventional means. You right now your mind is like there is no medical explanation for this, and there's no medical cure for having your head turned around and your entire body being disemboweled.
Right. I'd almost just want to put him out of his misery.
I'm guessing we can't because it looks like somebody already put him out of his misery.
But he's not. That's the point.
Exactly. That's my point.
Maybe a headshot or something.
Oh no! Oh no! Screams the night watchman.
I think he's trying to say something.
I think so too.
I won't keep repeating the noise.
Sure.
But if he's attempting to speak, it appears to be illegible.
Audio illegibility,
Yeah,
incomprehensible.
incomprehensible. There's a word.
If cutting him down, would cutting him down interrupt this ritual?
I have almost no knowledge of what this exactly is.
All right. Well, maybe let's not screw around with what we don't know anything about. Deal with this guy later.
Yeah. Yeah, like I hate leaving him there, but Lavin has a point. Can we even do anything?
Shoot him through the head might make it worse for all we know.
Yeah.
Might, like trigger the whole thing to blow or whatever.
Right.
You begin to hear noises off to your right and your left and ahead of you and behind you. It's very subtle at first, but it's like the shuffling of leaves, a few heavy footsteps on grass. Yeah.
I will begin examining our surroundings for the best path that someone would take to ambush us.
All right, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to take you over to the whiteboard here. I just got to get Bear and Alicia's
I
icon
think we're
here.
on the whiteboard, aren't we?
You are on the whiteboard. I brought you onto the whiteboard. I just got to find Bear. There we go. And where are you, Alicia? Alicia! Alicia! There she is.
Adrian!
Adrian! Okay. Also, please hold up a second.
This is a Venn diagram, and for some reason, Patrick's slightly different than the rest of us.
No, it's not a Venn diagram. It's Inferno tried to draw a circle once, and then he doesn't know how to They're connected now. There's nothing I can do. So just ignore the slightly shadier one.
Okay.
Give me just another moment. Here's the cross. Where's my freeform tool? That's the best one. Freehand. This is the path that you came in on. This is the path that way. There's another path headed this way. There's another path headed this way. The sounds are coming from all around you. And the fog, you can only, it's beyond, the noises are coming from beyond the fog, without a doubt. Now, Lavin, what was your question, or what did you want to do?
Well, I was trying to figure out the best way someone would approach to try and ambush us, aka.
The best way for them to do it is to encircle you, which, by the sounds of all the noises, is what they're doing now. Although they don't seem to be moving at any sort of urgency, or quickness. From what you can hear, these are more slower, plodding type of noises.
Should we run to the other spot? Or stand and fight?
No, I mean, the whole point of this was to go in fast and loud, right? I mean, I suggest we ambush them. They're obviously doing something horrible. Let's stop them.
Speaking of horrible, the gored animals that are all around the ring, the peripheral of this courtyard, along with the guardsman's corpse, all begin to twitch and shiver and glow. And sure enough, the dead rabbits, the dead dogs, the dead cats and fowl all around you begin to reanimate.
All right.
Goody.
This is gonna sound real dumb, but I can see symbols right on the floor.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to shoot it with my shotgun.
Okay. Any particular symbol?
Let's go with the one that has the most straight lines.
You're not just gonna like brush it with your foot, just shoot it.
Yeah, he's gonna shoot it.
Yeah.
A large bang goes off as you fire at the nearest symbol, the one with the most straight lines, and a large chunk of rock flies up breaking the symbol apart. And
If this matters at all, I am using the fire round as well as my holy shotgun.
okay, yeah, that matters. And the rabbit that was located in this corner stops twitching and falls dead. Well, dead again.
Again, yeah. Re-dead.
Roll for initiative, everyone.
Woohoo!
All right.
While I get that set up, I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick. I'll be right back.
Me too.
Okay. There. Okay. Now my other guys. Oh no, that was supposed to be -2. Okay, 9. Did everyone fill in their initiative?
I did.
I probably
On
did
present on the sheet.
not.
Okay. Because you don't have the link.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a moment. Okay, moment 10. Six.
Burn.
I got it.
Okay.
There you go.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
My wife cooked pumpkin seeds today, and they are delicious.
Oh man, pumpkin seeds are the best.
Yeah.
Rub it in. Oh man.
Oh,
No,
I am.
Pumpkin sins. Pumpkin sins? That's not even a word, Inferno.
The sins of the pumpkin.
Mm-hmm. Just waiting for for Squee. Oh, here, I'll turn all these into T's in the meantime and sort our initiative.
Well, I'm back.
All right, welcome back. Just gotta sort our initiative, and we'll get started with the time-sensitive dealies. All right. All right, click.
Time-sensitive deals?
Right. Well, because typically what I do, like even if, because I don't want to always say, when you roll for initiative, it's always for combat. It could be like you disarming a bomb, right? And we have to go in 15-second chunks because the thing's going to blow up in 40 seconds, right?
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Patrick, Tom, who has the faster physical prowess, PP?
I
You
have
don't
20.
even have to measure it. You win, yeah.
Okay. So
Patrick does not have high stats in most cases.
I'm gonna give Tom an 18 because he's the fastest anyway, so it doesn't really matter at this point. Let me just resort this. There we go. All right, Tom, what would you like to do?
All right, I would like to take this action to unsheath my swords and light them both on fire, spending, if I recall correctly, 45 ISP total.
Okay.
That
you
is my
do
turn.
that. All right, your swords spontaneously flame in the night sky, illuminating you and your companions. Patrick.
Oh, jeez. They specifically do in this. I don't think there's a... No, I think the spell said something about pinpointing. Is there a way to try to home in on the center of this magic?
No. If it's a
Okay.
part of a spell, which this clearly is, some sort of ritual spell, it can only give you a general area.
Okay.
And you're in it!
I'm right on it.
Yeah, you are in it.
Real? If there's a lot of shit coming at us, they're all generally I'm
You're not
assuming
able
undead.
I mean, there's a lot of the animals. There's there's exactly 11 of them left. They're twitching. The guardsman's twitching. The noises around you through the fog, you can't pinpoint exactly how many. But I'll say it's more than 4 and less than 20.
Okay. So the things that are twitching, are they like getting up and trying to move, or are they
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're getting up. They're reanimating. They're trying to move. You're just a little bit faster than them right now, but you can definitely see they're twitching, getting back on their feet, giving these horrendous pained noises coming from their throats. I really should have you guys roll horror factor, but I won't just yet. The dead gory things are disturbing, but I won't say horror factor.
As much as Patrick would love to know more about this, all of the biz, despite his usual things, he's not messing around. He's going to shoot at the head turning backwards man on the cross.
Okay. Do you do any okay, yeah.
That's take aim, I suppose.
All right, you gonna try to shoot him?
Yeah. Any particular spot? You know what? Let's try for his pinned hands.
Okie dokie. So roll a hit. Since it's the hands, make it harder by 4. Called shot to the hands.
You got it. I have to make sure that I get the right plus. Okay. And -4. So this.
Okay, so he hit a 16. All right, roll damage, please.
Okay. Plus that. And then that is great.
$28. All right, and I'm going to double that. So in a bright white light, your rounds fire from your shotgun and hit the pinned hands and the upper portions of the arms and obliterate them in a shower of gore and light. The watchman begins to slink downward, his upper body no longer pinned. Bear has his ears perked and his weapons sheathed, which he's pulling them out now. Looking towards a current rooster that's moving towards him, and he decides to try to strike at it. 1d20 plus 5. Striking it right in its head, pinning it to the ground. But to his shock and dismay, it's still twitching underneath of him. He has it pinned, but its body is still moving, even though the head is destroyed, or at least impaled. Ow.
So, the signs that Patrick shot that caused the one animal to stop.
Symbols. Yeah.
Symbols, yes. Does it look like
Runes.
him shooting it like disrupted the runes or messed them up, or does it what do the runes look like now?
The runes are mostly gone. His shotgun unearthed a big chunk of stone, and the gunpowder in the rounds smeared the rest of it. So it looks near unrecognizable.
So, and I may not be able to tell this, but in my estimation, if something were to scrape or sweep across it, it might disrupt the runes.
Only one way to find out.
Okay. And I'm assuming there's lots of these around, like, for all the little animals. So,
yep.
I would like
there appears to be a dozen of them.
I would like to cast telekinesis on a large, wide object that I could. Basically, I'll tell you what I do. I want to cast telekinesis on a large, wide object, and then just start sweeping it across the ground on these symbols.
I'm just trying to think if there's a heavy, wide object around. I see. I described bushes and flowers. The cross itself. There are no tombstones this close to the courtyard that you can visually see. Do you have any other ideas? I mean, there might be like a decorative. Okay, wait. There might be like around, because I said this is very well landscaped. There might be some decorative rocks or stones, like mini boulders.
Sure.
Do you have a weight limit on that telekinesis?
60 pounds. So it could be a decent boulder, but nothing huge.
Those boulders are heavier than 60 pounds for sure. They're about 100 pounds. They're like half the size of a man in solid stone.
All right.
Yeah,
okay.
no, I can't really think of anything. I'm sorry.
And
Normally, I'm with you, but it's just not fitting this landscape.
That is perfectly fine. I guess I could like cut off a bush. Yeah. So, are there any large? You said there's bushes. Are any of them look like that I could easily kind of like cut and then start using as a impromptu broom?
Yeah. There's some pretty thorny bushes, or yeah. So You'll have to move over. It's right to the left of Alicia. The only thing is that there's like this dead dog directly like maybe 3 feet away between you and the bush that's starting to move and twitch around. But the closest one, you can move to it and cut a few large branches, leafy branches off of it in an action.
Sure. My
Okay.
thinking, yeah, let's do that.
All right. Great.
So I'll get sharp out, make it well, I'll say sharp. I don't know if there's a difference, but I'm not going to test it right now. So, and then start cutting.
All right. Yep. Okay. Move over to the bush. You start cutting. At the beginning of your next turn, you'll have a couple branches free. Okay.
Cool.
Dead Watchman. There is that horrible. I'm not going to mimic it a million times, but that horrible groaning noise still appears from his lips as his head begins to turn around completely. And as his head turns around, you can see his mouth is stuffed with some sort of small sack or bag filled with some sort of black sandy substance that's leaking off the top of the bag that's stuffed in his mouth. His glazed over eyes, and now free from being pinned, he begins to shuffle forward and attempt to body slam Patrick. He's going to roll to hit. Roll 1d20 plus 2. Okay, do you want to take a defensive action there, Patrick? Piff.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Give me a second. I was actually thinking. I'm going to go with yes. I'm going to attempt to dodge. I don't have the best chance, but
better than nothing.
I try.
Beat a 19.
Nope.
You fail, so we're going to. Sorry, that sounded awful. You fail. You do not succeed. I'm using up your action for your attempt to dodge, and I am going to roll 1d10 plus 2. You take 8 points of SDC. Blunt damage. And do you have any skill that gives you a sense of balance?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to roll a 1d100. If we get 20 or under, you manage to keep your sense of balance. If I get over 20, you are going to be knocked down. You are knocked down prone with this dead twitching guardsman on top of you. The animals around you finish twitching and screeching and begin moving towards you. Two move towards Bear, 2 to Lavin, 1 towards Patrick, 2 to Tom, 2 to Alicia, and 1 towards Al. And they're making their dead jaws still seem to be moving, and they're all attempting to bite you. So let me just very quickly. They don't have any bonuses, so this will be real quick. So for Bear, 1, 2, so that's 1 hit. For Lavin, 1, 2, 1's a critical, 1's a normal hit. For Patrick, it's a miss. For Tom, 1 miss, 1 hit. For Alicia, 2 hits. And for Al, it's 1 hit. Let me quickly make the defensive actions for my NPCs, and then I'll go to you players. Work for you?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, works for me.
All right. It's Bear can't really parry a bite, but he is going to do a simultaneous attack on 1. Succeeding. So he's going to take a bit of damage. Okay, 10 points, and Alicia gets 2. She is going to actively try to dodge 1. She's going to dodge the 11. D20 plus. Okay, she does. So she only takes 5 points. Perfect. Alicia, I'm going to use your action. All right. So, Lavin, you have 2 attacks, that 11 and natural 20. Do you want to take a defensive action, or do you want to just take the strikes?
Can I parry?
You can parry, but since it is the mouth of a creature rather than a clear-bladed weapon, I'm going to make it a -2 penalty to parry.
I roll parry twice then, since there's 2 attackers, or
Yep.
what?
Yep, you can roll parry twice. If you can see the attack, you can parry it, and you can see these attacks coming. Of course, with a natural 20, you will have to. So that first one is a parry. The second one is not. So you only take the natural 20, which is.
You only take the crit. Oh, fail
but
on the
it's
damage roll.
a whole 2 points of damage. It just nips at your ankle, we'll say. It doesn't. It barely breaks the skin.
But it does pass by my armor because it was over a 20 or
It
19
was.
or
It
whatever,
was.
right?
It was. Hence the ankle. It got underneath your sweet ass trench coat, right?
Okay.
So, yeah. So the next Patrick was missed. Tom, you had just 1 hit. What would you like to?
I would like to parry it with my my black light blade.
Okay, same thing. -2 to parry.
Okay. $10, which I think beats it by 1.
Yep, beats it by 1. You had the 9. Yep.
Sweet.
So, and not only that, but roll damage, please.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're parrying a. This is still a black light blade, so it's like parrying with a lightsaber and like parrying a punch with a lightsaber. You're still gonna do damage to that hand.
Fantastic. 50 damage.
Okay. So this one is a rabbit that tried to bite at you. You parried it, and grotesquely, you stopped the blow from attacking you. But the rabbit's momentum still keeps going with the bite, and you cleave the top of its head from its mouth upwards off, and yet this thing is still moving.
Oh, jeez.
And I did Alicia. So Al, you just have the 1 attack.
All right.
Yeah,
I'll try
the
and
12.
parry it with sharp.
Okay.
But -2 again.
Yes.
Okay. There we go. -2. Yeah, I parried. I got a 12. It's weird. So I rolled a 14 -2, so 12. Yeah.
All right. Roll me damage. It's all SDC.
Got it. I ignore the first roll. It's just the damage. 15.
Okay. This is the dog. You cut up its lips and cheeks, causing little skins of flap on either side of its mouth, but it doesn't stop it completely. But it does stop the attack from landing on you. Okay. Lavin.
There is a zombie accosting Patrick, yes?
Yes, there is a zombie, a Zed, a fat, bloated one with no arms. Well, he wasn't fat, but the Night Watchman was a big guy, with no arms. But yes, he's on top of Patrick, making those horrible noises.
I would like to separate its head from its body so that we can have access to the bag in its mouth.
Okay. So go ahead, roll a hit. Its neck is going to be the same thing as a headshot, so make it harder by 6, and it'll be a called shot. The good news is, since you're doing a called shot on this being, if you miss, you'll just hit its main body. You won't hit Patrick. But you get a 21, and it doesn't see your attack coming because it's faced the other way, so it doesn't take a defensive action. So humor me. humor me and roll damage. I have a feeling it's going to be a yes. And this is, I'm assuming when you didn't really claim what weapon, but I am assuming it's your vibroblade. Yeah, that's the only thing that you have. Yeah, the holy weapon. The holy weapon. You cleave through its neck like a hot knife through butter as its head rolls 3 rolls towards you at your feet.
Perfect.
All right, that's your attack. And from the edge of the mist, you begin to see the shambling forms of decomposed bodies inching around. There appear to be 6 of them. And they are most of them are skeletal, with little bits of flesh hanging from their faces, their ribs, their legs, their arms. They are, give me a moment, I'll just mark little X's where they come in from. Boop, 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 and boop. They move. They are not moving very fast, and with the exceptions, one's really close to Bear and Alicia and Al. The speed in which they're moving, it looks like these ones further away will take like a full other action to get even close to you guys. They are shambling. Alicia gives a very unladylike curse, turns to one of the shamblers, and with her big ass shotgun, fires. The shambler takes no defensive action, as she does. As a shot goes straight into its chest, blowing apart 7 ribs, causing it to step backwards 2 steps, but does not fell the creature. Tom.
I am going to go ahead and rush into melee with this guy and try to attack him with my holy weapon.
Sorry, which guy?
This one.
Oh, okay, the one that Alicia just shot? Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right, rush into melee. You can do, though, and you want to take a swing or attack here?
Okay. An attack with my holy weapon.
Okay. Just in its main body?
Yes.
Okay. I rolled a hit.
14.
It is not going to bother to parry, but it is going to do a simultaneous attack.
Fantastic.
Its skull-like face beginning wanting to take a big chomp into your neck. So I'm going to have a roll, and the neck is a -6. So the odds of it hitting it is low, but it's enough to hit you in the shoulder, your main body.
Okay.
So you take 5 points of SDC to your armor because it was just an 8, and your armor rating was higher than that. I certainly hope.
Yeah, it's 19.
And you go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. 30.
Nice. So is it fair to say that you would take like a big swing, like at its chest, like in just a wide arc in front of you?
Absolutely.
Okay, you take this wide arc, and sure enough, it cuts through the rib and bone and spine and rib on the other side, and the body flies, cut literally in half. And yet, and it falls down to the ground. I won't say anything else until it's its turn.
Okay.
Psst, it's not dead.
Shit! Spoiler alert! Patrick. The main body of this creature is still on top of you, but luckily it is headless. Unluckily for you, blood begins to drip onto your neck and your chest. I'm going to spare you and not say it hits your mouth.
He's too busy retching, he can't talk.
Okay. There was a little retching flea a Pucosaurus. He was 3.
So,
Yeah.
in general, you know what? Yeah, no. I think he would be generally pretty focused at this point, trying to push aside the body. He's probably
Okay.
going to try to go towards the head.
All right. What's your physical strength?
It is. Let me double check this. It is a 9.
It's a 9. Okay. So I'm going to times that by 5 for your strength check of pushing this corpse off of you. So roll a d100. If you get a 45 or lower, you're able to push this thing. Hey, there you go. Adrenaline pumping through your system. You're able to push this still twitching, moving, headless corpse off of you. And you're able to move up to your feet.
I'd like to go towards the head.
Okay.
cut off.
Unfortunately, one action will get you to push this thing off and you move up to your feet. If you want to do anything else, is it fair for us to turn back to your Well, I've let other people do. Okay. It'll take another action for you to move to the head and do something with it.
I'm basically just going to study the thing in its mouth.
Oh, okay.
Or, you know what? Take it from his mouth and study, if that's possible.
Yes. Okay. I'm going to exit out, and now here I'm going to tell you the immediate thing, and then I'm going to need you to do another skill check because things are kind of crazy around you. So your mind isn't. I mean, it's pretty focused, but it's not. Anyway.
He's trying to focus as much as possible because he's like,
sure.
He's locked into one of those like, I better make sure like something is done quickly, or else this is going to go to shit.
Yeah. So the head is askew. You pull out the bag, and the night watchman's head chomps once, and then its eyes roll back, and the head and the body lie still. The bag is in your hand, and everything, all the other bodies, the shambling corpses, and the reanimated dead animals are still moving and attacking during this time. But you can feel this warmth of this sandy bag. Now, what I would like you to do is roll a lore magic. I would like you to make it harder by 10 due to the stressful circumstances.
I wholeheartedly agree. As much as I'd like to think Patrick has a mind of iron when it comes to stressful situations.
Yeah, he's not completely immune.
Yeah. Double check if this is the number. Yep.
Excellent. You succeed by 23. Patrick, in your mind, as you hear the horrible screams and sounds of combat around you, are focused on this ritual. This is clearly ritual magic based on the blood, the life energy of sacrificed creatures. What is really perplexing is that currently, right now, in this moment, there is not a current spellcaster directing these individuals. This is perplexing. However, looking at the bag in your hand, it's very clear that this is some sort of source or focal point. This is where the creatures are attracted to. If it is moved to a different direction, the creatures will go in that direction. If it is destroyed, it is thought that this being the source of the ritual might stop.
Ooh. With that particular knowledge, I don't think I can do anything for my particular turn.
You can't. We used up all your actions,
Yep.
but I'll get back to you in a moment, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
You'll just see, for anyone who's looking at Patrick, him having like a startled look holding a bag.
All right. Bear is going to make a few attacks at the creatures around him. He's going to focus on the larger skeleton, since the little animals, although they can bite him and trip him up, he's a little bit more worried about that. You hear a clank as his metal blades hit some ribs and a scarred arm, but the damage appears to be negligible. Al.
Well, I have branches, yes?
Yes, you sure do.
I want to sweep.
They're in your
I wanna
hand.
I want to
Thick.
sweep all the signs, all the runes.
Okay. Okay, well, you can't do all of them at once,
I know.
Squee. They're
I
spread
know.
all around the courtyard, but I can say one action allows you to properly smear and destroy 2 of the runes.
I am, until something changes, going to concentrate on that. So let's say this action, I get 2 of the runes.
Yep.
Janitor Al,
All right.
hard at work.
You sweep and smear and obfuscate to the 2 runes closest to you. One of the animals attacking Bear stops. The dog that was nearby you, Al, also stops.
Cool.
It returns to death. Oh yeah, the dead watchman has lied still. Unless someone puts a bag back in its mouth, it's not moving. Spoiler alert. All right, the dead creatures.
Who would actually have a completely dead zombie person and then put his head back on, then take it off, and then put it back on again?
Some sort of fucking sicko.
I don't know.
I'll tell you that. All right, the one
Some
on
sick
Bear.
kid working for a cult.
The one on Bear takes an attack. He succeeds. Bear is not going to try and parry, and he's going to take 3 points of damage. Okay, Lavin, you still have 2 of these literal ankle biters attacking you. One misses, and the other one hits. Do you want to take a defensive action?
I would like to parry with my
Okay.
vibroblade, which I didn't mention last time, but that's what I'm parrying with.
All right.
-2, you said?
-2. Yep, -2. Good memory. You easily and skillfully parry it, although you cut up its face pretty badly, chipping several teeth. You don't take any damage. All right, Patrick, we still got one trying to attack you as you're piecing things together. With a natural 20, you don't have any actions left to dodge, but you have your shotgun in your hand, right? Shotgun in one hand, the bag in the other. Is there any sort of... I don't know if you can parry, really. I guess you could quickly parry with the butt of your shotgun if you want.
If I roll a 20, I think that's fine for me to do the action.
All right.
Otherwise, yeah.
Okay, all right. Roll it and see if you get 20.
Nope.
No. While piecing things together, theories coming through your mind, you take 10 points of STC damage as this raccoon-like... raccoon-like? What's raccoon-like, Inferno? It's a fucking dead raccoon. The disemboweled raccoon bites your calf very, very sharply, drawing a bit of blood, unless you have armor
on. No.
Yeah. Regardless, it was a natural 20, so it was going to get through the armor anyway. Okay. That was Patrick. Tom, the headless one is still going to try to kick at you, the headless rabbit. It's not going to do a lot of damage, but it's still going to try to attack you. And the other creature, a cat, is missing you completely.
Okay. So
and I'm
he
so
tried
glad
to attack me.
back in the day we got rid of the critical failures by reading the rules. It's just and it misses no matter what. Makes sense to me. All right.
Yeah.
But the rabbit that's trying to kick you now.
Where's its position? Is it behind me, or could I parry it?
No, it's in front of you. You can parry it.
Okay. I would like to do that.
It's going to kick you with its back leg.
And this is -2, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So then, I got the wrong parry numbers before. This is the correct one for my sword.
Boo! Oh, what? Okay. So it was higher. All right, then I don't feel
it was
bad.
2 higher.
All right, so you parry the blow, and once again, the leg kicks through it, and you have the leg goes flying in the air. For all intensive purposes, since this thing has nothing to bite you with, and only one leg to stand on, it's effectively gone. So you only have one animal. Like, it's still alive, it's in the game, but it's no longer a threat. You have de-threatened it.
Fantastic.
And the 2 attacking Alicia. Oh my god, they're rolling so many natural 20. They have no bonuses, but yet they're still hurting like crazy. Alicia has her shotgun pointed towards the others. She is ignoring these creatures, so they're just going to bite her. I don't think she's going to be ignoring them now, though, because, 5 and, okay, 18. Yeah. Two of them seize on. One onto her ankle, one onto her ankle, one onto her ankle, one onto her calf. And you hear her give a strong grunt of pain as they bite into her, both going over her armor rating and drawing blood. Oh, Alicia. She has a few points SDC. She's chunkier than Tom, so she's not seriously injured yet. That was the dead critters. Lavin.
So there's like a shambler sort of on Tom and Alicia, or is it did it fall down, or what's the state of that?
No, well, that's the one that was cut in twain. There's but you can see both sides of it still moving, but it hasn't gotten up onto its feet / torso yet. There's one that's engaging Bear, and there's one that's about to approach Al, as he's like deftly like sweeping things away. One's kind of creeping up on him, and by creeping up I mean shambling up on him.
Okay, I'm going to ho.
Oh ho.
Okay, I'm gonna do my little Santa Claus impersonation. And then
Okay.
I'm going to try and grapple the one that Bear is fighting, like restrain his arms.
Okay. I like it. Now wait a second. There's something on our character sheets that says entangle, and that's exactly what this is supposed to do. Do you have any sort of bonuses next to entangle?
I'm using a different character sheet, but I've never seen anything that says anything about entangle.
Okay, well, give me 2. That's only with certain close combat styles. Okay.
I just
So
looked
what-
at my expert, and it didn't mention anything about grapples or tackles or anything like that.
Okay, not a problem. We can still let you do that action. What I'll have you do is first roll to strike, because you might miss it completely. You might whiff.
So that'll just be a straight up.
Yeah, straight hand to hand roll to hit.
So I believe that'll be +7. That's good.
Okay. The Shambler isn't going to try and dodge. These are not dodgy type of creatures. So you go up to it and you begin to try to pin it. Now, what we're going to do is an opposed strength check. All right. Now, it has obviously some sort of magical or supernatural means of locomotion. You, on the other hand, have a robot arm. This actually balances things out pretty evenly. So we're going to both roll a 1d20. On neither side is going to get any sort of bonuses. It's about equal to your strength. So whoever gets the higher d20 roll wins the grapple and controls the engagement. So I got a 17.
Doe.
Let's see what you get. Doe. A 3. So you grasp your arms around it, but you're not able to knock it to one side. Although I will say you have pinned its arms against its body. It is not completely pinned.
Okay.
It is now their turn. The ones behind you begin to shamble, and they what's really interesting is you're thinking zombies and they're like brains or whatever. They're not. They are completely and utterly silent. The only thing you can hear is the creak and crack of their bones themselves as one moves towards Bear. It's going to be try to get behind him. Another one moves towards the cross. Another one is moving towards Al. And the other one that's trying to be sneaky moves up to the side of Al. Well, this one on the ground, oh my god, wait a second. Oh, I can't do 2 halves. Whatever. The one on the ground begins to shamble as the torso begins to prop itself on its arms and moves to attack Alicia, while the legs move up towards Tom and, I shit you not, try to kick at him. Now Tom is faced the other direction because you were parrying those animals that were attacking you.
Mm-hmm.
So this kick strike, I got good news for you. It has no head to guide it, so it's like -5 to hit. Oh, but it's still enough to kick your main body. I don't think you can parry because you're facing the other direction, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's okay. Its kick attack isn't super strong. It is merely 1 point of SDC tier armor. Well, the torso goes to attack Alicia and claw at her, and she is faced towards it. And gets a 9. She's going to try to parry with the butt of her rifle. She gets a bit of a penalty, so it's just a +4. And she parries it, not a problem. All right, Al, you're busy brushing away, but I'm not going to say you're so unaware you don't see a fucking shambling skeleton move up to your side. So
Right.
this is totally defensible, but it's trying to strike and claw with you with its bony-like fingers. All right?
Okay. Mhm.
So there's a 15. Do you want to
Okay.
take a
I will
defensive
try
action?
and parry it with sharp. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Regular parry bonuses.
Alrighty. Hang on. Why can't I? Oh, that was the other one. -2, right? Not this time.
No, because it's not a bite. It's not like
Got
a
it.
bite from a small, tiny animal. It's a swipe from a man-sized dealie. All right, you got
Natural 20.
Okay, so you parry it, not a problem. Okay, the one that I'll do the Lavin's ones last. I'll just do the one that is attacking Bear. It gets a 10. Bear is going to try and parry. Go Bear. Yeah, he parries it. Okay, Lavin, we're gonna do our opposed strength check now. Again, we're both gonna roll a 1d20, no bonuses, and see who wins, and they'll control the scuffle. I got a 12. You got a 6.
Dope.
So this creature, with amazing strength, moves its arms to either side, pushing you off of him, and then it moves to bite your neck. So normally it's +2, but a neck is harder by 6, so -4.
Sorry, did you say these things are meaty or are they like skeletons?
No, they're mostly skeletons with little tiny chunks of flesh still on them. Okay. So it hits your main body, just with a 9, and its bite attack is a
But that'll hit my armor, I believe.
Yeah, it'll hit your armor. It'll hit your armor for 7 points of SDC.
Okay.
And that is the Shambler's turn.
For not having muscles, these guys are quite strong.
Yeah. Alicia now takes an aim at this creature's head and attempts to blow it off. -6, so now she just has actually she has a +1. Yeah. I'm not going to roll damage. It's going to be overkill with a shotgun. Another giant shotgun blast rings throughout as the Shambler's skull bursts out into a million bone fragments. And yet, it does not slump over dead. Tom.
Sorry.
You have 2 things biting you and 1 thing kicking you. They're all dead and they're all angry.
I would like to cut the thing that's kicking me in twain, vertically.
Okay.
So there's going to be
So
2
between the
individual
legs,
legs
straight
both
up.
kicking you?
Yeah, right? Like
Yeah.
along the pelvic bone.
Along the pelvic bone, yes.
Okay. The hips and pelvis.
So let's try and attack. 19.
Yeah, even if I gave you like a -2 penalty because it was slightly smaller. That's still enough to hit. It doesn't parry. Let's not waste our time with you rolling damage. You cut it in twain, and now two legs that can't support themselves in other way, they twitch and shake and rumble on the ground, but they, like that rabbit that you took away its head and leg, is effectively out of the fight. At least. So that shambler is really now just a pair of arms and ribs and a neck bone. That's cool. Good job, Tom. Bear continues, turns around to fight and strike at the shambler that got behind him. It's going to see what Alicia did, and it's going to try to separate its head from its neck. So that just gives him a +1 to strike. Oh, that's just 1d20, Inferno. No, 20 plus 1. He got a 21. No, he got a 20 though. All right, Bear. Yeah, way to max damage. And you hear the sound of a skull clonking and breaking on stone as now Bear is fighting a headless shambler. Al.
I love to sweep. I'm a sweeping fool. I know that
I'm gonna give you an option here. Okay.
Mhm.
You could really gear it up,
Mm-hmm.
and you could clear 4 of these runes, but you would not be able to take any defensive actions, or you can do 2 and take defensive actions.
Al is going to put Sharp Sharp up and start twirling with branches on the ground, because he sees that this is being more effective than pretty much all the shots. So
yeah,
he's gonna gear up into sweeping overdrive.
Okay, so 1 attack, but 4 runes are obfuscated. So I'm going to bring the dead creatures to 4 in total. So the only ones still active are 1 engaging Bear, 1 engaging Lavin, 1 engaging Tom, 1 engaging Alicia.
I must say, I have never felt so epic sweeping the floor with branches.
You show blood is being turned everywhere. These twitching, horrible corpses are still moved around. And you know what? I'll even give you a bonus for doing this. Tom, the one that's still engaged with you, is that weak-ass, half-mauled, gored rabbit. So you effectively, you're free now. You're not engaging with anyone. You're free! Okay. Good job, Sweeper Al. The Dead Watchman. What? No one's put anything in his mouth? No? Okay, he's gone. All right. So the remaining creatures, I just really have to worry about Bear, Lavin, and Alicia. So let's do my NPCs first, real quick. A miss and a miss. Lavin, let's see what you get. You get a hit, of course.
I can parry, I assume.
Yeah, you can see this attack coming. It moved around like towards your side and still trying to bite you. So yeah, you can parry. -2 because it's small in mouth.
Dope.
You fail. So I take your milkshake and do 5 points of SDC damage to you. But it's at a 16. I think your armor rating is like 19. Yeah, 19. So you're good. So it goes to your armor.
Okay.
Lavin, your turn.
So the grapple is not working out so well.
No, the grapple is practically broken now.
I would like to remove this thing's legs from its body. Now, not at the waist.
Okay.
I want to go at the thighs so that the legs are separate.
And do like a sweep attack like that? Okay. It'll be a called shot. Let's make it harder by 3. Because you want to hit both those calf bones in one sweep. Or shin bones, I guess. Yeah.
No, the thigh.
Oh, the thigh. Oh, above the knee.
Oh, okay, yeah, above the knee, but below the waist, so that there's 2 legs.
Gotcha.
Removing mobility.
Okay.
Minus what? 3?
-3, yes. Make it harder by 3. That's still enough to hit it, and these are not creatures that parry. Wait, like you did like 30 points. You did like 15, which is like 30 points of damage against this thing. Okay, once again, similar to the Tom. I'm not gonna.
I already
waste your
did roll
time.
damage.
Okay, never mind. Okay,
Whatever.
which is
'Cause
good.
it
It's
just
15.
answers all questions. I can roll it. So.
All right, good stuff. Yeah, you're able to cut right through both thigh bones, both femurs, and they clack to the ground, and this thing topples on over like a tree. Their turn. The one that's toppled over on the tree takes his entire turn to move up, and it's like trying to prop itself by the arms, but clever Lavin, its arms are too short for its entire body, so it's very awkwardly like shifting to one side. The ones by one Shambler, that's going to move towards Patrick, one towards Bear, and two towards our good friend Al, who's hoping his armor will protect him as he becomes a sweep machine. Also, technically, you're like over here sweeping like crazy, so let me just move these dudes. It could be important. Okay, and the head part is attacking Alicia. All right, let's go left to right. Bear. Oh, wait, this thing has no head, so it's now -2 instead of +2 to strike. Still enough, but Bear will attempt to parry. Doing so very skillfully. Patrick, this is in front of you, so this is a parryable. You can try to parry this action if you want. 1d20 plus 2. Doing 18 points. I mean, 18 points. It's an 18. Would you like to take a defensive action? Like parry with the butt of your gun?
I'm clearly distracted though.
Yeah,
Give
we'll
myself a
make it.
-2.
Okay, all right, I appreciate that. All right, unfortunately, it will hit you. Oh, okay, it's supposed to be 1d8 plus 4, so that's 12 points of damage. I got you with an 18, so you are wearing the armor, right?
No.
Oh, okay, then you take 12 points of SDC damage as it scrapes along your chest. The one attacking Alicia has no head, so it's swinging around blindly, missing. The ones engaged with Al, though, have all their faculties. Hitting him twice. Doing +4, 9, and 7. So
I'm lucky
16
too, one of
points.
those.
Yeah. Oh, the one got 3 armor?
Almost. 18
Oh.
is what it needed. It got 17.
Oh, okay, good. So then you just got 16 points to your armor.
Got it.
Great. All right. That's the others. Alicia is going to attempt to, she's going to save the ammo, and she's going to just try to kick this shambling torso on its back. So 1d20 plus 5. Yep, she does so easily. And oh wait, I had to do a strength. Well, this thing is going to do a balance check, but it's got to get like a 10 or lower. No. Okay, and she knocks it to the ground while it's on its back. Good job, Alicia. Tom, you are effectively free of anything that's trying to kill you.
Fantastic. And this is the cut up, beat up, whatever the hell.
Yeah,
right?
now it's on its back. It's moving. It's waving its hands in the air. It has no head. It has no legs.
Is Patrick doing okay?
No.
No.
God, no.
He seems to know.
I would like to try and move behind the Shambler.
Okay, you can do so, no problem.
I will give up my parry and attack it both times.
Ooh, okay. Now, where do you want to attack it?
I would like to attack the head for my holy weapon, and vertically again after that's lopped off.
Vertically again.
Yeah,
Okay.
with my fire blade.
You're gonna cut it in twain. All right. So first the head. Make it harder by 6. It's called shot.
+2. Ha! 17.
Yep. All right. Boop. Off goes the head. Pop off like a dandelion head. All right. Anyway. And all right, your second attack, you're gonna cut it in twain. Now this one will require damage if you manage to hit it. This is main body, so the really question is if you go all the way through, is how much damage you do.
Okay, so
But you have to hit it first.
13.
All right. You hit its main body. Now roll damage, please.
Let me just double check this really quickly. I have it pulled up.
Okay.
4d6. That's what I thought. I was gonna roll 3.
Okay.
Boom! 18.
Oh wow, that's a really good roll. The threshold is 15 points of SDC.
Nice.
You cut through rib and bone and hip and pelvis, and this thing is cut in half. Yet it still twitches and attempts to kick and fight, but it's not going to be very effective.
Okay.
Bear. Oh, I control bear.
Yes.
I literally waited a second. Like, hello, bear. You gonna do something? Oh wait, he's me. He's mine. Okay, he is going to, seeing what Tom is doing, he's going to, and what Lavin is doing, he's also going to attack the legs of this creature. He's going to be doing a dual sweep. So the legs will be a -3, so he's at +4. Yeah, that's one hit. Oh, that's one miss. He's able to, wait, maybe not. Yes, he is able to cut one leg off, causing the shambler to tilt, lose its balance, and fall to one side. Good job, Bar. Al.
Yay, Bar. Al's continuing. If he had an apron and a bandana to tie his hair in, he would. But he is continuing to sweep symbols.
Okay.
And starting to wonder why no one else is taking up this highly effective task. But
maybe because you've now swept all of the symbols completely, and all the reanimated animals are gone. They're dead.
Yes. Awesome.
But the shamblers are still kicking around.
Mm-hmm.
Lavin.
Is the shambler that's attacking Patrick still?
It doesn't seem
threat?
like, at least for the next 15 seconds, that it's in really attacking shape. It's in 2 halves on the ground. It's moving around. It's kind of swiping wildly with its arms, but
Swiping wildly with its arms.
Yep, because it's cut in half. So imagine 2 halves on the ground, but the arms are still like waving around like noodly appendages.
And the one that me and Bear were fighting is pretty much legless.
Yeah, well, the one that you caught, you cut at the thigh level is moving to get up and move back towards you. And the one that Bear attacked is tilted on one side. Both of them are kind of disabled and disbalanced, but they're not dead yet. They're still very effective.
All right, I guess I'll just move and try and get between Al and the shambler attacking him.
Okay. You can use that action to move to that direction. All right. Alicia is going to pump another round into its torso and see what she can do. See if she can't get rid of this thing for good. Hitting it, doing. All right, its ribs shatter completely, but although it is not much of an effective combatant, its legs, its every little piece of it is still animated in some way, but she's practically broken it down to its like base components. It's pretty much out of the fight. Tom.
Okay, so this one's out of the fight. Bear's attacking something over here, correct?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I would like to try and move and attack the thing that is attacking Bear.
Okay. It's currently lying prone on the ground, but it's missing its left leg. But otherwise, it is. Oh, and it has no head.
Oh. Well, I'm just going to try and chop it to pieces.
Okay. Where do you want to hit it?
Horizontally along the waist, vertically. Both attacks.
Oh, you're doing the same 2 attacks? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Someone's becoming slicey and dicey. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
So, first one, 17. The next one, 11.
So the first one hits no problem. You cut it in half, but the other one you need to roll me damage.
Okay, and the other one is the fire sword, so
Yep.
10.
Same as before, 10. You're not able to get all the way through it, unfortunately. It stops at the hit. So its top half is cut. It's like cut in quarters. Yes. I'm going to say it's cut in quarters. That's just going to make things so much easier. Oh my god, skeletons that don't actually die and are still animated are pains in the ass.
Yeah, they are.
Bear is going to try to chop off the head of the one that Lavin was engaged with. Missing! Completely. Whiff. Way to go, Bear. All right, Al, all the symbols are smeared and destroyed. What would you like to do?
I'm going to drop the branches and attack the shambler right in front of me. Lavin's got one, and I'm assuming that other one is just all mine, right?
Yep.
All right.
Well, I didn't walk over there, so I ain't done
Yeah.
shit.
I got it. Still, I'm going to...
He's giving it to you. It's a bonus.
yeah, so I'm going to attack it with sharp.
Okay. Roll a hit. Where do you want to hit it?
I mean, I haven't noticed it do any real effect in any particular place, right?
Yeah,
So-
no. You haven't seen it,
Yeah.
no. You've been busy
Yeah.
dusting.
Yeah, I know. Sweeping everywhere. Nope, just a straight up attack.
Okay.
No called shot.
All right.
20 to hit.
It's not natural trying. You hit,
No,
roll
no, no,
damage.
no. 20 damage.
Oh. You cut a few of its ribs and they fall on the ground and they begin to twitch. Your turn. Again. Last action.
Twitching
Well,
ribs.
Same thing again.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I know, twitching like they're vibrating and stuff.
28 to hit.
All right, you hit it.
17
Roll damage. 17 damage.
Mhm.
You shear off 3 more ribs, this time on its left side, as they
I like
twitch and
to-
jitter on your feet.
I like to be symmetrical.
You do. Okay, top of the order, Tom.
All right, so this is in quarters. This is out of the fight.
Yeah.
What about this one?
That one still has a head, still has a torso, still has arms, and still has a waist.
Okay, so I
And it
would
has
like
its upper
to.
portion of its thigh too, technically. Mm-hmm.
I would like to go and attack it.
Whoop. All right. How do you want to attack?
I would like to lop its head off, but only one attack, so I don't have to give up my parry for the rest of the round.
Okay.
So, Holy Black
Well,
Light Blade. Wait, that's a minus 6.
Oh yeah,
Right.
you were going for the head.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a -6. Okay, that's still enough to hit.
Okay.
Still enough to hit. Don't worry about rolling damage. It's your holy weapon, Blacklight Blade, and that's a thin little bony neck. It pops off
Okay.
like a Pez dispenser. Patrick. Now, I also want to take this time to let you know that in the midst of this melee, you guys are hearing more shambling noises coming towards you from the fog. Ooh. Patrick, what do you do?
Patrick meekly says, "Destroy the bag," as he then, like, kind of almost just crumples to the floor, laying the bag sort of far, like, an arm's reach away from him. He is currently clutching his calf that is both of his arm and leg twitching and obviously losing quite a bit of blood.
Gotcha. But everyone heard him say what? Destroy bag?
If they can hear him, he's very quiet at the moment.
You're just gonna make this hard for everybody. Bear!
I'm sorry.
No. I'm being facetious. Hey, listen. If Spyro can take the shit out of me with the take a drink thing, I can tease you. It's okay. It's fine.
I wish I could, but I just freaking dropped
playing in
majority of my
character.
hit points.
It appears that you can't tease him.
It appears so.
Yeah, no.
Wait, how many are you down to your hit points?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's a good reason.
Yeah.
He's in serious problems. Okay. All right. The one that Bear's engaged with is kind of tipped over. Bear will hear you. He has excellent hearing, and he's really next to you. So he'll move over to it, and he'll take the bag, and he'll open up the bag, and he'll pour it out onto the ground. And this very black obsidian-like sand falls to the ground. But that didn't seem to stop them. He just poured it out. He's trying to destroy it, but he doesn't know exactly what to do. Really, that was his first attempt. Al.
Is it safe to say Al saw Patrick crumple? Is that possible?
You're on the other side of the cross. You're fighting
Yeah.
something. I don't think that's fair to say you were able to see
All
it.
right then. Al doesn't know. He's gonna keep attacking the
You're
target in
going to
front of him. Yeah.
Okay.
The obviously the cutting off the ribs doesn't seem to do much. So
Nope. The main body attacks, at least.
yeah, Al's then going to try to disable. He's going to attack a leg.
Okay.
So what's the minus? on that?
-3.
-3. I rolled a 1.
You miss.
I miss.
Swing and the miss.
I rolled a 1 for both damage and attack.
Lavin.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the thighs again on the guy I'm on.
Okay. Same thing. Make it harder by 3. And yet you succeed extremely well. Roll damage. Ooh, 28. Still good enough. You cut it at its legs, and has a very similar effect as before. The others, oh my god. All right, who can still attack anything? An arm can still attack Tom at a -2. And I get a natural 20.
Oh, good. That's going straight in.
Yeah. You take 8 points of SDC.
Fantastic.
One's getting up on its feet and going to feebly try to attack Bear. It's gonna be at a major penalty. Come on, rolling the dice. Roll it. Missing. Now, one arm by Patrick is going to lash around and try to attack him, but it is at a literal -10 because it's just an arm. Missing him. And the ones engaged... Okay, the one engaged Lavin was tipped over due to the attack, so it spends its action trying to get up on its arms, while the one by Al is still good enough to strike at him. Missing. Well, at least you both missed.
Yay.
All right. Alicia turns her head and she sees wounded Patrick. She moves over to him She sees Bear pointed out, and she... Wait. Yeah, fuck it. She's going to kick at the sand and try to disperse it with her heel, like try to spread it out. She's trying to sweep it away, similar to the way Al was sweeping things away, but this time with her feet, with her arm, she's trying to kick it away. And as she's kicking away, this obsidian dirt, this obsidian sand spreads from left and right, and you can see as she does so, the shamblers that you are attacking begin to jitter and stop and slow down, and finally every single piece that you lobbed off, cut off, blew apart lies still. And from the edge of the fog you can see figures crumpled to the ground as well. There's no more noises, no more thumps of feet on grass or on stone. The graveyard is once again deadly silent. We're going to get out of combat for a moment. It is at this point that everyone notices the very hurt condition that Patrick is in.
Patrick. Al would immediately rush to Patrick's side and assess him.
He is bleeding profusely from several gashes along his body.
All right, I am going to start. I'm going to start casting cure, and I'm not going to stop until he looks much, much better.
Well, you'll have to do a bit of a time because at this
I
point,
know.
the amount of PPE that you're using is very important, even with your little battery, right?
Right. So we'll do one at a time. It's 10 each time. Patrick, just so you know, I guess it's better for you to roll because you know your damage better than I do. It's 1d6 hit points and 3d6 SDC every time I cast it on you.
Roll 1d6 and then 3d6 for SDC. Okay.
So 4 hit points. Do you need more?
Let's see. Give me a second. 4 for this. And 9 for this. Yes. He actually obviously does need more.
Okay. One more time. I'll go ahead and do the STC if you want to just do the so 4 more HP and 10 STC.
He is still jittery, but most of his wounds are fairly healed. As a character, just stat wise, he's missing 1 HP and 3 STC.
Okay. All right, then given that we're still in danger, Al's gonna stop and then
11. He's dead.
And then he's gonna Al's gonna spend the time that he can starting to wrap up any still wounded or tender areas. So in other words, just doing first aid.
Most likely it's his calf.
All right.
Yeah.
This will take about 5 minutes worth of time, but you'll be able to bandage him up. Yep, not a problem.
Right. And I'm down to 9 PPE, and my battery's still full. So
Okay, and that has what, 50?
40.
40. Okay, you have 49 PPE. Good stuff. All right. Well, 11. The heat signature in your eye still shows that other figure far to the northeast of the graveyard, although it is only about 400 feet away now.
Well, I would head over there, but looks like Al's dealing with Patrick, so at the moment I think I would just sort of be on guard and looking for any other signs of incoming
hostilities?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, Alicia and Bear are going to do similar. And through the fog, you can see one of the figures that lies still appears to be a few more of those shamblers, those mostly skeletal undead. But these ones, it appeared, were armed. They had pieces of tombstone as blunt objects, or a shovel, or one of them had an axe in their hands. So they were probably stopped at a good time, because there was going to be a lot of them. As you peer through the fog, doing a perimeter sweep, a perimeter search, you can see that there was at least another 12 coming, maybe even more further into the mist.
Oh, good.
Cool.
And Al's gonna say, because he was busy fighting the thing, he's gonna say, "What stopped them?"
And Alicia gives a shrug and she kicked at the sand. She said, Patrick said to destroy the bag, so Bear poured it out and I just swept it aside like you did to these fucking blood language stuff.
Oh, thankful for that, at least.
Yeah.
All right, let's go put an end to this and get that statue if we can. You okay, Patrick?
Yeah.
He's a bit jittery and doesn't have the best bounce getting up, but he seems to only be slightly limping when he moves. But he's not
Alicia
really
and
saying
Bear-
too much.
Sure. Alicia and Bear will move to your side, and Alicia will say to you, Patrick, says, don't worry. I'm going to stick right next to you. They're going to have to get through me before they get to you again.
He says very meekly, "Thank you."
Said, of
Not
course.
in such a like in a
Yeah.
very earnest and very straightforward way.
Sure. Yeah. Alicia notices that and gives you a sharp, understanding nod and a reassuring pat on the back. Okay. Where do you guys head?
Well, there's always the other thingy, unless somebody's got a better idea.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Okay.
I
Say
think
we
it
keep
has to
going
be
that way.
All right. You head towards the northeastern passage, and at first you pass by more of the walking, shambling, skeletal corpses that now thankfully lie still. As you move closer and closer towards the northeast, even through the fog, you can see that this is the predominant area in which many above level tombs rest. And thankfully, it appears as you make your way up the path. I know, I can't stop. I just can't. As you make your way up
The drink's empty.
I know your drink is empty. God damn it. As you make your way the path, the tombs look undisturbed. There is no writing upon them, and there is nothing that implies that they were breached open. Patrick, your sense magic is still active, and it is as you get closer and closer towards the direction in which Lavin leads you, you can feel the magic get stronger and stronger. In addition, Ed vibrates even more and more and more until it is shaking like a quivering leaf against your chest. The tomb that lies before you now, which has this heat signature within it, is extremely opulent. Encased in what appears to be pure marble, etched into its sides from roof to base are leaves and flowers carved into this wonderful marble tomb. But the beauty of these leaves and flowers are perverted by dark, slick stains of what smells and looks like dried blood. more of the bloody runes that you saw around the courtyard covers this entire tomb. And 2 eviscerated night watchmen flank on either side. The tomb door appears to be shut, but underneath you can see this spooky pale light. Before you can say or do anything, as you approach, you hear a creaky, twisted voice from inside the tomb, muffled from that marble, say, "Stand back! Stand back, interlopers, or I will unveil horrors you can only dream of. Leave now! Do not come back! That army of the dead was my weakest yet."
Can we just hear the voice? We don't see the
You just hear the voice. You don't see him. Lavin, if he engages his thermal vision, will see through, although the cool marble is obfuscating some of the heat signatures, a lone individual inside the tomb. Oh, one last detail, I should say, and it is rather important. Beyond the blood and the etched leaves and towers, you do see a small epitaph that says, "Here lies Dorothy Neal. May she find her husband in the hereafter. Beloved wife, mother, and friend."
Well, you wanted to try and talk to them. So, why don't you ask him some questions, Squee?
Wow.
Wow. The salt there is unbelievable.
I think he didn't want to talk to them. Didn't he want to go, like, kick their asses?
Yeah, pretty much.
You did suggest bringing them to the table.
Well,
Yeah,
this
not
is kind of
like
like
this.
a table. Not like
Yeah,
this.
well.
The sacrificial table.
I will make a table
Oh.
while we wait.
Actually,
Made out of
Al
my
was-
salts.
Al's gonna say, someone keep him busy, and then Al's gonna back up out of earshot of the guy, or at least in front of backing up. He wants to back up far enough that he feels confident he could quietly cast a spell without the other guy hearing. Obviously, with
I'm
normal
gonna have to let
hearing
you
and
be
all
the
that.
judge of it. You just tell me how many feet
Sure.
back you want, and you'll have to base it on what you think.
I'll say 20 feet back.
Okay.
He's because we can't see him anyway, so he's at least
Nope.
30, 40 feet from us, right?
Yep.
Okay, and unless he's got super enhanced hearing, which is always possible,
Mm-hmm.
I should be okay. But I want to back up and I want to quietly cast invisibility on myself.
Okay.
This is after telling someone to distract him.
Tom, you scared Al away.
Yeah.
I'll soon scare all of you away.
Who are you?
Leave now. I am Malefax, and that's all you need to know. I am the keeper, the protector of this tomb, and you will not go one step closer. Flee now. My patience grows thin.
Are you a part of this, lupine group thing?
It does not matter what I am a part of, or who hired me, or why I am here. The important thing is you are here, and you should no longer be here.
Who
But at
hired
this
you?
point, Al, your invisibility spell has clicked in. Sorry, was that Lavin?
Who hired you? Since he just said he was hired, so.
Incessant questions. If I answer them, will you leave me?
Yes, I will.
Yeah, he will.
I'm just very curious.
Well, your curiosity will soon be found to its completion. Those that hired me are far more powerful, mysterious, and delightfully wicked than you. That is all you need to worry about.
Well, then what difference does it make if you tell me? Because they could just kill me anyway if I cause problems, right?
What are you gonna do, kill
have
us?
Told you. You have a scarce few minutes. And, young voice, I assure you, there are far worse things than death.
Like
what?
I mean, like taxes?
Now, what do you want to do while these guys
Yeah.
are cajoling these assholes?
I'm
I
actually
would
just
like
fucking
to-
with him.
I know. I would like to try and sneak up or prowl up on him.
He's in an encased tomb.
Oh, there's like no openings.
No, a tomb by definition has no windows. It only has a big front slab in the front of it,
Yeah.
in which light is radiating out underneath.
Don't worry, you're invisible. Just move the slab, you won't notice.
Yeah, I was gonna say that completely makes my invisibility kind of pointless. I thought there was an opening. That's fine. No, it's not fine. There's really nothing I can do without him noticing.
Here, literally, here, I'll give you a picture of a tomb.
I mean,
There.
yeah, I just so all right. Let's see here.
If you guys want, since we're getting near that time and many of us have to work tomorrow, we can just call off the session here with this very strange, Mexican standoff. A little bit gorier than most. And we can continue next session.
I would be cool with that only if we change it to necromantic standoff.
Okay, it's a necromantic standoff.
Yep, I would like to stop here because it sounds like anything going on from here is going to take too long to resolve.
Yeah, exactly. There is potential for other things. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, sure would have been useful here. A belt that lets you slip through walls.
Hey,
It's almost like I wanted you guys to perfectly claim what you said, so you couldn't pull that thing.
Yeah.
out of
And
nowhere.
I completely agree. And I just talked about it earlier today, but when it came time to choose things to take, nowhere in my mind.
Yep.
Oh,
You'll have to just do it the old-fashioned way.
Yep.
Worst comes to worst, like
Halloween standoff. That's perfect.
yeah, Halloween standoff. Ooh. I really like that. But worst comes to worst, you guys can just go back to the car and I can just light the biggest fucking cube of just immolating fire and super fuel it. Really, like, use all of my ISP.
Burn.
Yes.
Burn, what
But
do
if
you
you
think a
destroy the
statue is
idol-
going to do with that much heat?
I have no idea.
Ooh, I got this one. It's
Melt?
gonna melt.
Right.
Yes, it's made of metal.
Right. Levin didn't hear any of that. Tom said go back to the car. Levin was like, fuck it, I'm going back to the car.
No, that was
mean,
out of character.
hey,
That was out of character.
At least, hey guys,
I know.
I'm
just screwing
invisible
around.
for 21 minutes, so there's that.
Congratulations.
We
Okay,
got this.
anyways. I guess we're
Alright.
gonna end it here with this Halloween standoff.
Yes.
Ooh.
All right.
Actually, I think this qualifies as a fairly good Halloween episode.
Yeah,
actually.
it was
More or
interesting
less.
timing. It could have not happened at all, but you guys decided to go into the cemetery, so
Yeah.
this is what I unveiled upon you.
Alright. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you guys next week, Sunday, for another episode of Riffs. And don't forget to check out 3 Galaxies, which is every Wednesday. Ta-ta!
Bye.
Ah.
Ta-ta.
Bye.